What's up, gamers? It's your boy Notepad, and on here to show you the wonderful world of game design. Trying to work on my influence, in introduction. I've realized that I've become an influence, and I dreaded this moment. My entire life, I have dreaded the moment that I would become an influence. My mom knows that I have to be put out of my misery any day now because of that. So, if I don't show up for quite a while, understand that I'm on vacation starting next week. So just, not that, after that though, like, just understand that I've been probably taken out behind the shed. It's not been pretty. It's, as they say in the hood, over. But, hello everyone, my name is Notepad and I write games for fun. So what are we doing today? Today, we are working on Bridge Commander some more. And good. And we're going to be doing Apostle Attack today. Yes, we're going to be working on combat. A little bit later than I planned on working on things like combat, but this game has been a lot of preparing and a lot of delays that I didn't plan on. Like tonight, I was planning to stream like 2.5 hours ago, but you may be saying, but Notepad, why didn't you stream 2.5 hours ago? Well, let me just bring this up. Welcome to the Fortissimo situation. So a little bit of background context. Fortissimo is a game that I was paid to write a game on. Dameron Cordioid, Cord Fortissimo, a game about ridiculous wizards doing ridiculous wizard shit. Now, what happened was, one of our associate, Cole, wants to buy the rights to Fortissimo because the company went out of business, sort of. This is where things get very, very convoluted. So, Fortissimo and its sequel, Cadens, belong to Lacrima. Okay, easy enough to understand. Lacrima is not a real company. It is technically two companies in a partnership, which is Circus and Broccoli. Circus and Broccoli made Lacrima. Lacrima, at one point, may or may not have gone to a company called Yokosoft, or Chicksoft, who was owned by Twinkle Create, who went bankrupt, and who got bought by Good Movie, who also went bankrupt. But who owns Fortissimo? Well, Lacrima does, right? Well, Lacrima doesn't exist, which gets a little bit messy because, again, Lacrima is not a real company. A lawyer was contacted about this, and no, Lacrima is not a real company. And because Lacrima is not a real company, the assets were not sold. Therefore, Fortissimo belongs to someone. We've kind of gone down to two people. Kamiya was one of the lead developers and one of the people behind the company. And we also go to Tororo, this man right here, who is big in the Muv-Love scene now. He also worked on it pretty extensively. So we are playing a game of how do we find fucking Fortissimo. Emails have been handed out, people have been contacted, and to ensure the success of the greater Fortissimo empire, I did purchase Twitter Blue. Yes, I have purchased Twitter Blue for the sole reason of contacting someone so we might potentially be able to get something. This is the kind of exciting times you come to the Notepad Anon Experience Requiem for. So we were doing that for the past 2.5 hours. We found some new information. We debunked some information. There might be about 2 other companies involved. We genuinely don't know. Bushisoft might be involved because Bushisoft is just Broccoli, but not. how your post reach improves with that. I genuinely don't know how to check. Yeah, that's the current situation here. But we are working on good old Bridge Commander. Now, last time on, we were kind of having some emotional debates about the nature of how combat is. So right now, it was kind of end proposed off of like staff are both action oriented and reactionary. Though if we want to really go off the idea, it's effectively this with an extra step. So it's kind of all right, how are we going to do this? We also have to kind of work on the idea of hex grids. Do we want zone systems? Right now, I am leaning toward a zone. I don't like zones, personally. But leaning toward a zone might be the only thing that's, might be the only thing to do. Delicious coffee. Yeah, people are posting strange, odd things. Also, I'd like to thank Reverend for following. Thank you very much. After we're kind of working with the idea of this, I'm kind of debating on both of these. Both of them have their merits. To lean toward the zone system, we might pivot to a hex grid if I'm feeling it. Then we have how we want to handle battle in general. At its core, we can break down battle into two fronts. Either we do battle in the idea that this is entirely player facing. What does that mean? It means that you are rolling for pilot defense. You are rolling for pilot attack. The pilot is getting attacked by the monster. Rolling for that. Pilot needs to attack something. That pilot needs to evade, and pilot needs to do something. It's effectively the players are the ones doing things. Well, the pilots are anyway. While the apostle itself just acts. It just does something. It's gonna fire its, heretic beam at you and blow your balls off. That's just what it does. It does not, don't think about anything more. It's going to blow your balls off. It's, do you evade it or not? Then you've got the opposed check method, in which we make apostles have stats effectively. They roll, pilots roll, whoever scores the highest wins. Both of those have their advantages and disadvantages. One of the advantages of the... Oh, God. One of the advantages of the player-facing method is that it's a lot easier to make apostles. Because all an apostle is, at the end of the day, is just a chart of abilities, almost, and how much damage it does. This is an ability that does this. Click that ability, it's going to happen. How do the pilots react? Do they panic? Do they not? What happens? Alternatively, I'm a blind motherfucker. Alternatively, the opposed action gives it a little bit more nuance to things, and you can have a little bit more of those close calls. That makes sense. All right. Here's what we are going. here to attack, and we're just going to start writing fast. Because that's what we do. If you have noticed, there is no art in this game because I have no idea how to actually make... I don't know how to make this game look the way I want it to. And playing with the magic internet machine has not been correct. Perfectly blunt. Magic internet machine has been fighting. So. Okay. Let's see, Aeon's main directive. Let's see, Aeon's main directive is protecting Earth from the Apostle. Main directive is protecting Earth from the Apostle. When an Apostle... Aeon will need to respond in full force, and deploy the Iscariots, and deploy the Iscariots with the destroying, destroying them. According to the Judas logs, according to the Judas logs, apostles are invincible. Are all but invincible, except their core. The core of an apostle, except their core. The core. According to the Judas logs, apostles are all but invincible, except for their core. The core of an apostle is... the core of an apostle represents their... actually, core of an apostle... Let's see. The core of an apostle can be seen as their true self. Judas was Let's see. Judas appeared as a gangly humanoid of inky black and white, but distorted, and human. Hi, how are you doing today? Are you ready for the Arctic storm this weekend? Abso-fucking-lutely not. I am not looking forward to that because I have a flight on Tuesday. Yeah, it's been kind of it's been going on and off this. My mother to the English countryside, maybe, I don't know. She wants to do all the London stuff. So we're doing a lot of that. Here's a gangly human, inky black and white, but distorted and human. Other apostles have let's see. While Judas is our only current example of what an apostle can be, requiring most of requiring most of the world's nuclear supply to take down. Let's see. While Judas is the only current example of an apostle can be, requiring most down. It's unknown. It's unknown. God damn it! I can't fucking see out of my eye. It's the worst part is where I can feel where it is. feel it in my eye. This happens a lot, unfortunately. Notepad live on air trying to get fucking dusters. I could feel it. Oh god, it's gonna drive me nuts. Nope, it is definitely not gone. Okay. Ugh. Let's see. Requiring more. With core damage, Judas. Let's see. Judas was staggered and able to be destroyed. The Iscariots. The Iscariots are developed to be on par with an apostle. Well, let's see. The Iscariots are developed to be on par with an apostle. Specifically designed. And let's see. Specifically designed. To pierce their defenses and destroy the core. The pilots are responsible. Respawns. Making sure. Let's see. Are responsible for destroying the apostle. Staff members are however, pilots are responsible for staff members. Attempt to enable staff members. Attempt to enable them. Enable and protect. And serve the pilots. Stay calm. Like, it's very like, this is what we're doing. This is how we're doing it. We need to destroy. You destroy an apostle. All you really need. But there's a lot of ways it's going to protect it. So what we're going to do now is heading to apostle detected. So apostle detected. We're so fit. Who's the fake satellite? Arrays. Well, sophisticated satellite arrays that survived World War III. Let's see. That survived World War III. With sophisticated satellite arrays that survived World War III. The UN is fine. Aeon is able to detect apostle within a 7-day time, within a week time frame. Due to Mm. Mm. Let's see, due to the speed of the apostles, can travel and other unique properties. First. Mm. See that apostle travel and other unique properties researched by Canada scientists. The you has been prepared to as a bulwark and act as a bulwark against the let's see, it's been prepared to act as a bulwark against the apostles with every asset of with even the city being up in the city it inhabits. Be prepared. Apostles will be act as a bulwark against the city and have it being written off as necessary sacrifice. Need be bulwark and bait against the apostles. Should Aeon HQ destroyed. There are other. Should Aeon HQ be destroyed? Should the Aeon HQ be destroyed, the Oracle will be lost and humanity's future. Kind of like the first thing you need to know is like you have, roughly speaking, you have 7 days. That's all you need. And that's when God's green enough to stream so late. I wanted to stream earlier today. That's the secret. I wanted to stream earlier, but we got caught up in the Fortissimo vortex a little bit, and the Fortissimo vortex led us down a few rabbit holes, and those rabbit holes led into more rabbit holes, and it's been a shit show. It has been a no pet is forever Fortissi tarded. We have our best lead as of right now. As of right this second, we have our best lead for who owns Fortissimo. Because we contacted the lawyer, that didn't go anywhere. So we literally were just like looking at what we could find. There are other companies. Lacrima isn't a real company, we learned. Fun fact, it's not a real company. That's why nothing's been registered properly. Because it wasn't supposed to be. We narrowed it down to a handful of people. And those handful of people might have something for us to use. They might not. We genuinely do not. Okay, so Apostle detected. Let's see, I have my heat on because it's very cold out. And the weird thing with my heat is that it makes weird little noises every now and again, like clicks and shit, that I'm like, is someone opening my door? I do not know. Very concerning. When you hear like a weird noise where it shouldn't be, like, oh no. Oh gosh, I drank this coffee too. And was it? Let's see. Yeah, should I? Effective. Battles. When the apostle lands, Aeon goes into battle stations. Let's see. When apostle lands, Aeon goes into battle station. Everyone rambling to either safety, to either bunkers for protection, or their assigned post to begin work. Staff member. Let's see. Staff members in the HQ will be alerted and immediately placed in either in the command center, or their respective to be alerted and let's see, or their respective department. Pretty much what this means is when you start off, where we start off a situation, so something is popping off. So situation is now escalating. So Misato is going to want to go straight to the command center. That is her job. She wants to be there. Ritsuko could say, hey, I want to be immediately up to Oracle. That is my job. I want to immediately start sprinting over to the Magi system. That's where we start. Kaji is literally not allowed to be anywhere, but he can report to the command center. Here's the big thing, if he is at Nerve HQ. So he always wants to be in Nerve HQ, or at least kind of know when to be there, because he can immediately go to Central Command. However, let's say Shigeru here. The big thing is, if Shigeru, for example, is home, he has to end up getting there. That's the big thing. He has to spend an action to actually get to the civilian entrance, which goes into the civilian area, which then goes into Central Command. That takes time for him to get there, which is a problem if you're off base needing to do something. Heater, gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss, notepad, real. So the entire idea is like, we will be on base a lot because we never know, but you will get a warning. All of the staff members will know within 7 days the apostle is going to land. Follow purple. Where's the button to summon Gojo? See, that's what happens when you do a secret project. Hey everyone, the secret project is we're literally just develop human weapons. We want to turn manufactured into Gojos. Why? Because that's funny. Funny. What are we doing? We are literally just using magic now. Why? Because it's the best shit we got. Like, fuck it. Summon an AT field. So, or the respective department. Any staff member currently not on base, not in base, not in HQ, will be will need to make their way to ARQ as fast as they can. On foot, will need to make their way to HQ as fast as they can. Aeon hypertubes. Aeon hypertubes will run even during a crisis. Aeon Hyper 2 will run even during a crisis, but does require at least Ooh. Ooh. Mm. But does require a colored E card. Mm. Clearance level. I.e. Ray. To access during time. Moving. Taking the hyper 2. Hyper 2. Well. Let's see. Action. Then they will be deposited. Let's see. Taking the hyper 2 takes 1 action. Then they will be deposited. So one of the biggest problems that as a staff member found, if you're outside, like, that is the worst place you can be. But why would you ever be outside then? You never know when they're, because you need to live. Like, yeah, you can live in the cold, brutalistic nightmare environment, or you can, live in a real place. No, or you can live in a real place, like in a real apartment where real people live. I know, it's an astounding thing that no one would ever think about. But it's very nice. Oof. Ugh. Uh-oh. Give me one more. Ugh. Hello. See, the thing is, I take medication that makes me go to the bathroom a lot. And it's not fun. However, after taking this medication, I actually got a call yesterday. I got a call yesterday. Oh, hey, Notepad, your test results came in, because they had to take some blood from me from the doctor on Monday. And I'm like, okay, what's the news? You know, what's the plan? Well, good news, you lost 10 pounds. Okay. And you are no longer, your blood sugar levels equaled out perfectly. You went from you're fucked to you're damn good. I'm like, oh, cool. So, good job, everyone. I literally fixed all my blood sugar. Okay, so... Cubes. Hyper tube action. Be deposit civilian engine. Need to work. Let's see. Then we'll suit up, load up, and be prepared to launch. Let's see, and be prepared to launch their pilots in HQ will suit up, load up, and be prepared to launch their Iscariots. Conditions. In ideal condition. Let's see, are considered HPRT, a high priority recovery target. For any Aeon forces, Archland. Let's see. Access. Must be vigilant and ready at all times with due to the delay, a few minutes could have due to the delay, a few minutes. Thousands. Yeah, it's kind of like, hey, get there as fast as you can. So, let's say we have our 3 pilots. So let's say we've got our 3 pilots here. So, basic idea is Shinji. Shinji is already at HQ. He is at launch bay. He is ready to go. Rei is already at launch bay. She's already there. Asuka's not here. Asuka literally needs to get into the civilian entrance. Go to the civilian area. Go to the command center. Go to the staff room. Once in the staff room, go back to central command. Go to workshop. Go to launch. Overall, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 actions for her to get ready. That is more. That's effectively 4 turns. That is 4 actions that Shinji and Rei have to fight. That is or actions that the apostle can do whatever the fuck he wants. Well, why would you ever, you know, like, oh no, what was, so make sure the pilots are always available, or get ready for a situation in which the pilots aren't ready. How do we delay the apostle long enough for the pilots to get ready? Because none of them are ready. How long do we delay the apostle, or what are we willing to sacrifice? Do we sacrifice a couple of our, you know, military assets, just delaying? Do we pull back and let civilians die? What's the plan? We don't know. Iscariot ready. Oh, the Iscariot. The Iscariot. Once the Iscariot. Battlefield analysis. So we're going the clear cut. So battlefield analysis. Start of every apostle operation. Anyone in the command center. Anyone in the command center will know. The. Or anyone in the command center or on the ground. Or on the ground will know the command center. Anyone in the command center. All of the staff members. As long as communication eyes and ability are let's see, as long as communication eyes and ability are confirmed freely, information will flow freely. The battle area is divided into hello, ridiculously tiny penis man out. Ridiculously tiny, like just truly microscopic. Tic Tac tier. Let's see. I wanna. Battle area is divided into different zones. Battle area is divided into different zones. Tell me more about the Sixth Angel. Tell me more, what could possibly go wrong? Tell me more, tell me. Where is the map? We were being very silly. Oh, no. Fuck. So here is residential district. This is the original. I mean, dude, like, a lot going on in this one district. That's the thing. Like, originally I was gonna do, you can move inside district. If we go pivot to hexes, I mean, does that really fix anything? What are we thinking? We need an idea. We've got big robots moving across a map. How do we want to represent that? Bring me the fourth angel. I require the fourth angel. Angel room. It's an angel room. Because the scale is very... The scale is really fucked. That's like one of the funniest things. Scale is very fucked. Because the scale's very fucked. Trying to get like a good way of like even seeing the I've been trying to get like a good idea of like how big this kind of fucking having this like handle, because shooting from pretty much what the issue I'm having, everyone, is there is a very simple thing. So this is our map. This is our awesome cool map. And I'm here. Does it take one action? Does it take one action for me to move here? Does it take me one action to move here? Or is it, oh hey, I can move here for one action, but if I move, but if I'm in rural 3, it takes me 2 actions to get to rural 5, or it takes me 4 actions to get somewhere faster because of how big it is. Or robots move in inches while humans move in millimeters. Pretty much. It's less. A human being, normally, we are going full fucking speed. We've got 5 minutes. That is our turn intervals. During a battle, these are based off in 5 minutes. So, 60 miles. So if let's say 60 miles per hour. Okay, 60 miles per hour. That means 1 mile a minute. Roughly speaking, it's 1 mile a minute. 60 miles an hour, 1 mile a minute. 5 miles a minute. 5 miles for 5 minutes. That's what you're, 5 miles a minute, effective, for 5 minutes. And that's you driving 60. We are going to pull up a map. Excusez-moi. So, I'm going to pull up Google Maps here real fast. And I am going to do some research. Because I can do this. So, I am going here. But I want to going. I want to find a city. Okay, you know what? We will use we'll use a cursed place. Welcome to the London. Welcome to London, everybody. So, let's see. I want to do Tower of London 2. Fucking Tower of. That's a mile. So, I want to. What would be 5 miles? So, that's a. I want to measure. So, let's say here. City streets are empty. Want just to have you all think about it. City streets are empty. You need to go someplace really fucking fast now. You pedal to the fucking metal. How fast do you think you can go? If 1 mile is 1 minute, 60 miles per hour, you're going. We're going 60 miles. 60 miles, so 60 miles an hour. 60 miles an hour, but let's say we're going 80 miles an hour. That would be 1.3. That would be 1.3. So that'd be going about 6.5 miles if you're going 80. Let's say we're going on. That would be 100 miles an hour. So that would be 100 divided by 60. 100 divided by 60, 1.65. 1.655. Technically, if you want 7, it'd be about 8. So that's about 8 miles just fucking flooring it. Okay. We're gonna just... New idea. So. Different zones. Roughly speaking, we have rural zones. We have a rural zone. We have a residential zone. We have an industrial zone. Let's see. HQ, industrial, residential, rural, residential. What other zones would we? Okay, so battle areas are divided into different zones based on the population density situation currently developed. Each zone can house any number of entities each zone can house any number of entities with clear sight lines of one another. With clear sight lines of with clear engagement distance each of them. Let's see, each zone can be housed any number of entities with clear engagement distance. Whenever each battle is some let's see, features or emergency response. Each zone has a what would be a good term? It's kind of the idea of like in the rural zone, this is a vast empty space effectively. You are in a big empty space, you can move across this thing pretty fast. Residential zones, a bit thicker. Industrial zones, very thick. Water zone, hey, slow as fuck. Non-standard zone, fuck it, it's magma. That's kind of the idea. It's a non-standard. And one of my ideas is, like, rural zones have no health. There's zero health. Zero health, low options, ideal for fighting. It's the fucking Dragon Ball Z situation. Let's not fight where people can get hurt. Let's go to the Badlands. That's kind of the idea of a rural zone. You have... The second you move to a rural zone, you don't really need to worry about destruction. You can blow shit up, people can get... You know, it's very loose. However, it's very difficult to support the, Iscariots. They need to be in industrial zones. They need to be in the city, effectively, to start receiving the pallet guns, to start receiving, their knives, their, retreat and fall back and get additional armor. Like, that's kind of the idea. However, like residential and industrial zone. Like, these guys have health. I don't know what to call it yet. Lots of options, but the idea is that there's collateral damage. It's what I was thinking about doing is that as an Iscariot can move effectively can effectively, or one action move, one. You pretty much are putting in move points. It's a weird way of wording it, but I'm going to use it for now. You have move points. Moving through an industrial zone is moving through a rural zone is very easy. This is not something that's complicated for you. You can move a lot. You can move very actively. Moving in industrial, moving in residential, that's difficult. That's harder. Or you can say, fuck it, and just move through it normally. Why would you ever want to just move through it normally, you say? You want to move through things completely normally, but you cause collateral damage. Yeah, the Ava can dead sprint through town and get to where he needs to be very quickly. However, the Ava has crushed everyone's house, and there's a bunch of people dead. That's kind of the problem. You're causing collateral damage by moving faster in certain areas, and it's harder. Like, you have to spend more time, more effort, more everything to move slower, to make sure people aren't getting hurt, to make sure people aren't losing things. That's the problem. That's the ultimate thing, when, especially if you're not controlling certain pilots, they're going to say, no, I'm just going to run. I'm in the industrial zone. I'm going to go to the Angel and I want to fight the Apostle. They just ran through an industrial zone. That's catastrophic fucking damage. Cata-fucking-strophic. Like, they have sprinted through there and they have completely decimated a couple businesses, couple industrial things. Shit. People are going to get mad. People are going to get mad about this one, eh, Chief? Yeah. However, if you take your time, you move through it a lot slower, you can get to think that. So, each zone... The densely packed zones, each having options connections, while rural zones have less to work with. Each zone... What would you call it? Like... You know what I can do? I can simply ping people in. Location health doesn't sound right. That's the problem. Location health doesn't sound like a correct word. Feels like province. What are they used for? Like, I believe it was EU4 had devastation. Yeah, you have technically devastation in, because the idea in EU4 is once you are, what you can do is you effectively, the more things are being fought in, you start getting more and more you get devastation for things. Things can be pretty catastrophic. Infrastructure. Good cabaretting. So each zone has infrastructure to represent. But each one has an infrastructure to represent how developed it is. How developed it is. How developed it. No, security features as well as movement It's kind of a weird way of things, but it's one of those things like we need to discuss this before we can discuss combat. Way because I do it this way because body going to do this right here, right, and then we're not hit that button. This button. So let's get to it. Let's get down to business to defeat those Huns. So, here features as well as slow move down. Infrastructure. So, first things first. We want to do zone type, then it would be infrastructure. Followed by move. So zone type, rural, infrastructure, NA, movement 1. So one. chaotic. Fuck. What's what's the zoning? Zoning district. Homes, shops, and shelters. Standardized urban environment. Industrial, they have 11. Movement is 2. One space. No. Yeah. Oh, like, do... Three, two, one. So it costs 1 action to move out. It costs 2 actions to move. It costs 3 actions to move, which does mean you can go into an action deficit. Effectively, you're spending actions you don't have. Effectively, trying to like navigate your way out of it. Should not be doing. Don't fight industrial. But industrial, very thick with. Two. Security, security 0, security 2, security 4. District with factories, businesses, thick thick environment. Thick. We want to do right issue. And then we're going to do an NSZ, a non-standard, an NSZ, a non-standard zone, infrastructure, A, shallow, A. Wait, you're going to do is there we go, everyone. Dun, 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 dun. So water deep, water shallow. Actually, movement 1, security 4. We all die if you lose this area. We all die. Just no pressure, bro. However, if you fuck up, everyone will die. But no pressure. Like just know if you fuck up, we're all going to die. Like just keep let's keep reminding ourselves. So we want to do zone infrastructure is can be seen. Can be seen the zone's health. Whenever engage in melee combat with whenever Iscariots engage in melee combat with apostles. Powerful weapon use multiple instances, multiple events can occur that reduce the infrastructure zone. Most notably melee combat as well as infrastructure of a zone, most notably melee combat as well as actually, what do we want to do? Melee combat. Movement is how many actions a pilot must spend to safely navigate out of a zone. That, for example, moving out of a residential zone safely takes 2 actions. For example, moving out of a residential zone safely takes 2 actions. Pilots or staff members may choose to be less than safe. Iscariots may move adjacent zone for 1 action. If if they reduce the infrastructure of the zone by one. Everyone will know they caused this. Everyone will know they caused this. And may be forgiving. Effectively what happened to Shinji. Shinji ran through an area he didn't quite understand, people got hurt, and because he didn't know what he was doing. A lot of people. Okay. Dude, I am going to finish my to-do list. Tasks were not meant to be achievable. Years of doing, and there's still even more tasks to be done. The tool, it's called simulation game. Truly comedy mode. And if you must know, yes, Boris did send me that. Let's. So everyone will know they caused it, and maybe for. Actually. Instead of infrastructure, it's the it's the Iscariots. Iscariot structure being damaged for the different. Apostles do not care. Apostles do not care. It's kind of the idea of like, hey, we're fighting in a residential district. We're fighting, okay, we need to protect the area. Apostles in there. We're fighting them melee because we have to. Oh shit, we are damaging the infrastructure. It leaves. It causes more infrastructure damage because it just fucking leaves. It doesn't give a shit. Does the pilot leave gracefully or do they sprint after it? That's the kind of the, like, shit. And that's like one of those just decision points. Like, do we sacrifice this? But you're the male version of a girl failure. Destruction. Apostles do not care. Destruction is sure. Finally, security feature. Most of the city is rigged to rigged to do everything but a combination power supply and the vast interlocking network. Let's see. Most of the city is rigged to do everything, but a combination of power supply and the vast interlocking network underneath the city itself. The city itself causes only a handful to be activated. That causing more infrastructure damage. That's one of the advantages of like an industrial. Like you can throw up a bunch of security features if you want. On the other hand, like residential, you can't. There's nothing there. Like that's kind of the problem. Actually, what I should do is. Is in a dark zone in the city. Dark zone in the city is not owned by Aeon. Security features built there are without permission. Effectively, a dark zone is your, fuck you got mine. It's a place that, like, you don't own. What does that mean? I don't. Let's see. Without causing more infrastructure damage. Structure, adjacent, action, apostles, scared, structures. Sure. Let's see. No, causing more infrastructure damage. So we want to do. What if we do something like that? So we will do. Okay, so I want to do black shield. Let's see. All Iscariots into the zone gain a +10 favor to their against the defense checks against range attacks. Directives begin firing on the apostle. Destroy the zone. Yeah, this is point defense. This is we are literally firing on the apostle with range of 2, so it can shoot from up to 2. It pretty much shoots 2 zones away. Actually, range of. Let's see. What would be some more fun security features? What would be some more things that, like, we are turning this city into a fucking fortress. Blast shields, point defense. Horace, do not start this shit today. You think anything cool come back? It ain't, man. Just come off as a dick. Blast shields, point defense. Let's see. All military assets are returned to the armory. It's effectively like, yeah, we're opening an emergency bunker in this area to just let people retreat. But let's see. No, not the Ramiel. Right? No, it would be the fucking Samael. Statue. Yeah, like this shit, you're causing collateral damage. That's kind of the problem. Like, we are causing absolute collateral. I'm trying to think of, like, be the good... Yeah, all Ramiel scream. Like, I'm referencing this fight a lot because it's probably one of the more, cinematic ones. So, okay, we've got this, and then... Like, that would be effectively you using... I guess we could do... So, high impact velocity cannon is we literally shoot a giant fucking cannon at it to just stun it. That's all you're doing with stagger. My idea with stagger is that what we're going to do is, like, anytime an apostle takes damage, the pilots are going to be doing real damage. You are doing stagger damage. You do 10 damage, you reduce their actions by 1. So instead of doing 2 or 3 and 4 actions, it does 1 less. So keep staggering. Which is one of the biggest benefits, is we need to stagger. We're going to stagger. Let's see. Mm. 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 Stagger damage loaded. It's effectively saying nope. Also, thank you very much, Strelok. What are you doing here? Shouldn't you be gunning down people in test tubes? There's a full salvo. Apostle takes dagger damage. Apostle takes 2d6 reloads after. Why would you not? Why would you want the HI? Why would you be firing the HIVC? Because the HIVC actually reloads. That's the big thing. You're in a like residential area. Firing an HIVC is really good. Especially if you, it's kind of the idea of like, if you do not plan on fighting in an area for long, or you want to push them back, go with missile rack. Because you're going to be able to stagger them, you're going to be able to push them back, or keep them in place. If you want to deal actual damage consistently, go seize. If you're planning on, like, we want to launch a defense of this area, we will not move. We kill them here. Then you put on HIVCs, because HIVCs are going to be able to fire constantly. They're going to go vroom, and then bonk, 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 and they're going to keep firing. That's kind of the idea. Missile racks, on the other hand, do not. They fire once, they deal a shit ton of stagger damage, but hey, we're going, Shinji's going to get his face melted off. What do? You fire a missile rack at them to possibly delay him. Completely fucking killed. Let's think. What would be some other good? Actually. Let's see. Iscariot in the zone is taken out of the battle and shut down remotely. It takes end of the round. Loading bays for repairs or remember, it's only a Iscariot. Iscariot in the zone is taken out of the battle. Nope, we're falling back now. But I need to keep fighting. Nope, automatically hit the button, they're gone. But you are spending one of your security features to do that. But you may want to. Shit, you're trapped in that area. We're going to just emergency, we're just going to retreat port you. We're going to do that. We're going to load you back. We're going to load your ass back up, and we're going to fire you out again. Because because you're too slow and your leg is broken. Shit. Let's see. What other security features can you all think? Masking the probably 2.5 people maybe here. Like, I'm trying to think of like, what would we put down to be like, we want to protect area from the fuck mobility. How would we do that? How would we do? Like a free movement? This is cursed. How do I make fucking gee. How do I make this work? How do I make a skate work? Guess what? You know, well, let's call it a skate. There we go. Effectively, okay, so kind of the idea of the skate line is you get on the skate line. Like, it's like, okay, we're activating this. Imagine the streets just pulling away and revealing effectively a mini launch bay. You're like, okay, load yourself on that, and we're gonna fucking shoot you out as fast as we fucking can down the road without causing any property. That's the advantage. Okay, and the idea would be you line up multiple skates across districts you can, and you can say, okay, cool, I want the skate. You load up and go boom really fast. Because having a 0.5 distance is, okay, we've entered that. It takes only half an action to move there. However, the idea is, your first one, you can go, like, okay, a skate line in one district. We don't have a skate line in the next district. It takes me an action to move out of it, and I'm off the skate line. Set up your skate line across the entire map. You can transport the Iscariots very quickly. It just takes actions from them. Let's see. Fake decoy buildings. Let's. Increase infrastructure by 1d3. Not a lot, but it's giving you something. Concussive dampening, mobility, concussive dampening. I mean, that's kind of the idea. Infantry is immediately destroyed. Doesn't matter. You just die. Like, if an apostle attacks you and you are an infantry, division, you just die. Tanks, you can survive a hit or two. VTOL, you can survive a hit or two. Infantry, die. You just get evaporated. Why? Because you're a bunch of fucking guys fighting an angel. Like, don't do this. Why would you ever use infantry, you ask? The thing with infantry is, one, they are extremely mobile. They treat every zone as one. They are also very good and move very fast for what they do. That's kind of the other big thing. They get effectively saying, hey, we can move. Infantry are, we need to save civilians. We need to save people. Like, that's kind of the idea. Like, infantry is to save people or pilots or staff members or anything like that. Like, hey, we're rolling out to save these people because we fucking have to. Actually, I guess we could do, how do you want to work? Let's see, fired out of an HIV suit. The tungsten harpoon embeds itself in the... Harpoon embeds itself in the apostle's body. Thing. What else? I mean, that's a good amount, right? You got mobility options. We've got decoy building. We want to try to keep up the infrastructure of area. Bunker complexes, if we want to treat 5 long. 3 types of weapons. High impact velocity cannons, missile racks, and tungsten harpoon. I mean, I guess is like... Let's think. What is... Technically. So perimeter wall, perimeter gate goes up, literally the entire district is shut down. Nothing can go in, nothing can go out. It takes an action to destroy the wall. Good news. Our pilot is safe for an action. We can now spend, we've spent it on this. We're going to now bring him back down. We're going to use a retreat port. We're going to use something to keep this. Hey, we've brought the apostle inside. It can now only rampage in this area. We can now think of a better plan right now. It's going to break out eventually. Forcing people to watch Gator White. What did I miss? We are currently doing combat. We're making our way through combat. Right now we've got kind of how the basic zone system should work. Effectively, the idea is it's how many actions it takes for you to actually move out, but you might cause infrastructure damage, causing people to die. This leads to every single one has a certain number of security features that the bridge commander can activate. And these are things saying, hey, fire the missile racks. What do you mean fire the missile rack? Fire every missile we have at it. Actually. Like. Yeah, so it's like, hey, fire all of this. Shit, Shinji's fucked up and he's gonna die. Get the retreat port in. Get him out of there. Hey, we've set up across the entire city a set of skate lines which allow our, Avas to literally skate their way to victory without causing more collateral fucking damage. Everything should work. My guess is that people are going to try to find firing lines and being like, oh yeah, we can totally kill, like, give me the 30-second breakdown on how damage works. Well, good question. That's a really good question, Spartan. And I will make sure to remember that question. What I know so far is that Lamau. What I know so far is that Iscariots have armor, which acts as over health, and they have their 5 health states. Pretty much, the more damage they take, the harder it is for them to do it. I'm going to call that structure damage. Armor takes damage first, then you go into structure. Structure reaches 0, you are disabled and fucked up. I might increase it a little bit, I might not, depends on how I'm feeling. So, we've got that idea. The idea with the apostles, though, is that they kind of are working with the same idea, but conventional weapons literally do nothing. You're not trying to do conventional damage, though. You're trying to do stagger damage. All stagger damage does, at the end of the day, all stagger damage does is reduce the number of actions it has. You deal 10 damage of stagger, it loses an action. You deal 20 damage of stagger over the course of your 2 turns, it loses 2 actions. It might have 5 actions, but we've staggered it. We've stopped it in its place for a moment. Have we done any real damage? No. We have not done any real damage, but that's not the point. We're not trying to do damage. We're trying to delay it. We're trying to enable our pilots to do as much as they can because they can do real damage. They've got this, they've got apostle killing weapons. He did not. Did you sign the turn order? How did that end up? We didn't. I was sitting here for a time saying, man, I don't know what I'm doing here. So I just started writing. And usually my best ideas show up when I just write and let the words flow, man. Just gotta let it flow. What did that Disney princess say? Let it snow. Let it snow. Yeah. See, let it flow. Let it snow. See, I'm like a Disney princess. I just let things suffer violence. I just let it flow, man. Like, you don't understand. Each of the I should. What do we call it? I mean, we can't call it an S2 engine, obviously. That's not what it is. It would be a... We call it... Each of the Iscariot... I'm bumping it up from 5 to 10 minutes because, yeah, you got Lucis engine now. With a Gnosis and part of Canada's research and later aeons, the foundation of the Iscariot program. Hooked up to its body while in the zone, especially when fully charged. Should it cut off from power, they will have 10 minutes or rounds to either retreat or go dark in the field. So, then we do battlefield and now right on to... Let's check something. So we did the map. So I guess we have to do I guess we move straight on to it. Go to Olay. Yeah, we're streaming a little late tonight, Spartan, because we were going down the we were going down the Fortisi tarded rabbit hole a little bit, and I think we managed to find the guy. I think we managed to find the guy who actually owns it. We only have the singular problem right now. The singular problem that we are running into is I had to buy... I'll have you know, everyone, I'm taking a bullet. I had to buy Twitter Blue for this meme. So I have to give Elon money to buy Fortissimo. Truly. Yeah. So to give you an idea of the current shit show going on here, Spartan. Lacrima is not a real company. Technically, the only people available are a bunch of Muv-Love people. And because it's not a real company, it wasn't actually part of the legal case we thought it was part of. There's also 2 other companies involved, including a company that is also solely responsible for the creation of Bushiroad. Broccoli created Bushiroad and is also about a dozen different things at once because Broccoli is insane. You could have just emailed him or called him. We can't, fun fact. He does not have a publicly available email or phone number. He is a private citizen in Japan, and he does not actually need to give us that. Yep. We couldn't actually find anything on him. Because the weird thing is what this guy works for is he technically works for he works for two companies, technically, sort of. Because he works for this company, which is doing Muv-Luv Dimensions, which is a Muv-Luv mobile game, gotcha core. Gotta see all the fucking things there. This is not him, by the way. This is not his company. He is part of another company called, like, Fuzz? Yeah, here we go. He's part of this company. This is Fuzz. What is this? CG render and game and edutech apps. And I'm like, what does that mean? What the fuck is any of this mean? Well, if we go to officers, this is the guy. This is who we actually need to find. This is all we know about him. This is legitimately all we know. We couldn't find any other information on him without contacting Fuzz, which, mind you, I want everyone to know, I click on the Contact Us button up here. It does not actually launch oh, well, here's how to contact us. It launches an my email thing saying you want to send an email to this guy, because that's literally all it is. It's just a mail at info.fuzz.co.jp. Yeah, it's, we are attempting to effectively find a guy who doesn't want to be found. So the best we have right now is here, which we can't send him a message because we aren't verified. Did I get verified in the meantime here? I think I've got there. So, thing right here. Totoro. Want to do this. Cole literally sent me a thing I'm supposed to send him. You know what I can do? I'm gonna open up. Live on air, everyone. Email harassing a man at fucking Fortissimo. Live on air. This is the kind of content that you come for. Alright, so let's see. Does this go through? There we go. We have officially followed. Yeah, also, if you want to know who I know, like, why I know these guys, is because of them. Yep, we have officially messaged Totoro-san. Hopefully he responds. He might not. Tweet sent. Live on air, everybody. Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait. Ping him there. You can join the Muv-Luv Tactics Discord. It's in Japanese. That's one of the issues. Was that the other hidden reply? What was that other hidden reply? Oh. There's a story behind that one. So, let me do the story. So, this is Bayonet and Ricochet. They tried to make their own D&D hack a long time ago. So, effectively what happened, a little bit about this guy. Back when the OGL crisis sparked off, there was a bunch of people trying to make the next D&D. This guy started a server, which we will call Gray Server from now on. Gray Server was legitimately like, we're going to try to make our own D&D now that the OGL crisis has kicked off. And everyone was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Kind of meandering. No one really knew what they wanted. Everyone was kind of talking about things. And then legitimately within like 2 days of him starting this server, he's like, nope, it's dead. Everything is wrong. I'm shutting down the server. And then we memed on him a lot. And then he kept saying a lot of nasty things to everyone. And then he blocked us all on Twitter because he wanted to be the business guy behind everything. He wanted us to design the game. He wanted his Discord username is Toro. Toro. One of the big things of the Toro is that it is English everywhere. That is how he stylizes that username. That he, even in Japanese products he is part of, he puts it in as with Latin characters. Why? I don't know. Maybe that's just his thing. Maybe that's it. I meant the server also has English speakers. Oh. Huh. I'll have to check that out later. I just found out about Movlove Tactics today. Hangman JP and stuff. That there's another part of me, like the other. If this goes nowhere, we'll try that angle. It feels weird of going into. It feels weird going into another product, saying, "Hey, what about this other thing that you did?" That's kind of the weird part. Like, if it comes down to that, we will. But I'm gonna let Cole make that choice, not me. That is ultimately Cole's decision to kind of cross that barrier. Perfectly valid if he does, perfectly valid if he doesn't. His choice, not. Rising some people are. It's just the way that things are handled. Things are a little different, and because things are a little different, it's very difficult to do that. And of course, there's also the language barrier. So. Without them. Let's see. Without them, humanity is doomed. Each pilot. We'll say each pilot is given as much training as possible. And difficult to control at the best of time. And difficult to control at the best of times. Fine. Again, we don't even know if he owns the IP. That's one thing that's also pretty fucky-wucky. We legitimately do not know if he owns it. It could be legitimately anyone. We need a name of who owns it. That's the big thing. If we get a name and a contact information of who owns Fortissimo, we can make it work. The problem is we do not know who owns it because it was not sold. That's one of the biggest issues. Is that technically because it was not sold, we really don't know who attention related until we find him. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the issue, is like we are shotgunning. We are looking at everything we can. Again, if nothing comes from this Twitter post, start pursuing as many different angles as possible. I know Cole's already talked about getting like a PI involved. I don't think we need to get a PI involved, but yeah, it is. Sometimes things are it is what it is. Alright, okay. Ow, fuck. Okay, how do we want to work? So pilot stuff. Two action of 2 action points. Let's see. During pilot phase, each of the pilots have 2 action points. To have 2 action points to determine their course of action. If they have been given in order by the they've been given an order, they will follow that order. They will follow that order to the best of their ability. They'll be given. They will follow that order to the best of their ability. Follow their order to the best of their ability. If they have not been given an order, they instead roll on their pilot action. Instead, Metatron will roll on their pilot action chart to determine. I have a no. Have not been given Metatron to roll on the pilot action chart to determine their course of action. If the pilots have excess, they have actions to take. Each pilot has a number of actions they can take, but as with everything, they may stall, they may delay, and so what we want to do. Absolute basic action. So, we want to do attack melee, attack range, movement. Attack melee, attack range. We want to do movement. I'm having a hard time deciding. Focus on my game. I'm taking notes from the first Mad Max thing. Is I should more road caravan, practically live backwater town, house on the prairie reference. It's kind of, you can kind of do whatever you feel like. That's kind of the beautiful thing when it comes to certain games. I don't need you. I need my strongest soldier. Hello, Misato Manley. Yep, choose something which speaks to you. I think that's the most. So let's think. We've got attack melee, attack range. We're moving. What else do we have? Think of action. Okay, we need actions. All right. Let's Angel Unit 2 edition. Embrace. Unless we do a few actions with a lot of modifiers. Um, few actions, but we modify them all things. That's like one of like the funniest things in the world is like we can't really deal with like items. Like what are items going to do? We don't fucking know what items are going to do. We shouldn't really have to worry about them either. Esoteric equipment, yeah, I mean that esoteric equipment. I guess it would be like it would be use equipment. So use equipment, I guess having an interact action is good. I mean, like, yeah, you are interacting with the environment. I'm getting on the skates. I'm getting on the I'm getting on my skates. I'm taking the prog knife. I'm doing something. I guess we would also do like switch weapons. We can do switch weapons with the idea being that you can have effectively one weapon out at a time, which is I have my prog knife out. I have my gun out. That is, I am switching from my prog knife to my gun. That's kind of the situation there. Let's think. See, this is the beautiful thing, is that we can reference. Like, this is just, like, I guess this would just be like an attack action. This is legitimately, this would just be them defending against an attack. Like, Misato and all that, we need to do a shit ton of stagger damage, then they start doing shit. Let's consult what? Hello, fourth child. You don't get cooked inside of your mech. Good old good old day. Yeah, a lot of people had there was a lot of issues, and Bridge Commander was paid. Yeah, fucking Bridge Simulator, we lost kids. A lot of kids died. Track movement, aim, brace. I don't really know if there's anything else here. Do we have any other idea? I don't think so. Like, we can keep the list pretty small. It's more like, it's kind of the idea of we're looking at things from a very top-down perspective. We're looking at things from a top-down perspective. We need to... I need to order a unit to do something. Unit, do something. Unit, attack them in melee. Unit, attack them at range. They use them, like, unit, move over here. Unit, spend an action aiming. Spend an action to brace for impact. Equipment, interact with things. Switch your weapon out. What else would you order a unit to do in a... Guess nothing, really. No, I guess you wouldn't have them do. That would be it. Alright, I can make this one. Like, we don't really need them to do anything. because we're looking at this from a very different angle. Looking at this not from an angle of, you know, like as the person in the mech. That's like one thing I need to keep reminding myself almost. We are not in the mech. That is one of the fundamental tenets of this fucking game. You are not the mech guy. You are not doing that. It's not your, that is above your fucking pay grade. These kids though? Fuck them kids. Screw them kids, those ungrateful fucks. Okay. We want to do aim. Let's see. The Iscariot rushes the Apostle. At range 0. I guess this comes back down to the fuck them, fuck them. Get in there, you little shithead. Daddy's got UN bills to pay, and they ain't paying well these days. Sorry, kids. Sorry, kiddo. You have to live with grumpy old military officer who wants to kill himself. Fuck you, kid. Beer. See, this kind of leads back to one of the issues I was having with damage. Because how do we want to do damage? Because if we look to, if we assume an Iscariot has, armor and structure. Using the term structure because it's an easy term to use right now. So, has armor and structure. The Apostle has AT field and core. Pilots have melee, ranged, melee, ranged, and defense. Actually, what we can do is block as melee, range, block, and dodge. Effectively, what are you doing? Melee attacking the thing, ranged attack the thing, blocking a melee, or dodging a melee. That's all the shit you know about them. Let's shoot. Hi, Nova. May I ask you your opinion on resolution mechanics? What do you want to know? What's your what do you want to know about me and resolution mechanics? I have opinion. It's thinking. Because if we're going with the idea of player facing, then we want them to have... I'm writing my own system. I want to use contested XD10 system. I roll win. Is it additive or success based? If it's additive, additive would be if I roll 2d10 and like a 4 and a 5 come up, it's 9. Versus, oh, any roll that's a 5 or higher is a success. That. Additive systems, if you're doing that, additive systems can get a little bit wonky. If you keep the numbers if you keep the number of dice relatively low, it gets a feel better. If you're doing a success-based system, then yeah, that works. Pretty easy. X-based or whatever rolls higher after eliminating them. Success-based or whoever rolls higher after eliminating some roll. Yeah, success-based is... The idea of success-based is effectively like, I roll 3d10, let me get my d10s out every... Because, I literally... To give you an idea of the absolute depravity that I live in, I literally have like a bowl of dice next to me where I just keep my dice. Because like my table has been effectively completely... I have a side table. I have my Ran Fumo on there. I've got some fucking sponges. I got a clock, and I got my bag of dice. And my life is falling apart. So let's say, for example, I'm gonna roll 4d10. I got an 8, a 9, a 1, and a 2. So I got 2 successes, let's say. And my enemy rolls, and oh wow, he's got a 6, 10, 10, and a 7. He's got 4 successes. He would beat me. Is it like that, or is it like, oh, well, you did... How do you want to do this? That's a question you gotta ask. Like, there's a couple ways you can do that. I mean... A really fucked up, and I mean fucked up way of doing it would be a success-based dice pool, but whoever rolls the best set of dice on those successes will break ties. If you want a fucked up way of doing it, and that is fucked up. But player facing opposed checks. Effectively, do we want apostles to have a set value or a malleable value? If we want to do something like a set value, like apostles always have, apostles have a defense, or have a defense of -2, and they have an attack of -1. Anytime the pilots want to beat up an apostle, wants to hit an apostle, they're going to roll their 1d10 plus their melee skill, trying to hit, with the idea of the number of successes they have minus. Versus, hey, and that would be, my d10's right in front of me. So let's say Shinji rolls a 4, he's got like 8 attack, he rolled a 12. Cool. Normally, a 12, if we look at our handy dandy, looking all the way up here, success chart, a 10 would grant you 4 successes. However, hey, he's got a -2 defense, he only scored 2 successes. Shinji hits, and he goes bang bang, or he hits into something, and nothing fucking happens. Not a lot actually goes on, because Shinji isn't doing very. 2 damage, though, is 2 damage. 2 damage to their AT field, 2 damage to that, a little bit of plinking damage. On the other hand, if they have a really absurdly high number, they might do a lot of damage. Kind of the idea of that. So that's the idea of set variables. Malleable variables would be like apostle have like a defense of 5 and an attack of 10. So they would roll their dice. Hey, Shinji wants to attack. He rolled a 7 plus his 8. He's got a 15. Wow. Cool. What is the apostle rolling? Well, the apostle's gonna roll 2d10 plus 5 for his defense. He rolls a 15 plus 5 for 20. Shinji gets shit rocked. So that's kind of the idea there. It's like, I think both have their merits. My original idea is like, if I roll 9, 1, 2, and I'm gonna roll. That's not a bad idea. Like, here's the thing. That idea you're proposing. Now, for everyone at home, I'm gonna write this in because it's I've seen this done before, by the way. I've seen this done before, and it is actually interesting. It's a little wonky, but the idea here is if I say roll a 9, 1, and a 2, this is not, this is not 12. No, this is not, effectively, that 9, 1, 2 is effectively saying I rolled a 9. While here would, 8, 8, 7, 3, 4, that would be saying I rolled an 8. So it's like, okay, it's not a bad idea. You're effectively, it's a dice pool, take the highest. That is effectively what you're doing. Yeah, it's an opposed, keep the highest. Not a bad idea. That works perfectly fine. There's some dice tricks you can do with that too. If you're like, man, this is too simple or too easy. Like a basic dice trick, really basic dice trick. Let's say I roll like a 5, 5, 5, 6. You can say 5 plus 5 equals. Hey, you can keep, you keep pairs or add up pairs or what. Where it could be like, oh man, I rolled a 1, 1, 8. I rolled a 1, 1, 9. You can have the option of 2 or 9. Like, yeah, some are just not going to be as good. That's one dice trick you can technically do. And do some dice tricks in regard to like adding multiple dice together if you have really good or really bad situations where you have to take the lowest die or something like that. There's things you can do there. Yeah, that original idea is perfectly valid. If you want to switch over to a success-based system, that also works. For D10s, D10s have a couple ways of handling it. You have the option of saying 6 up. Yeah, you can do 6 up where it's more reliable. Effectively, 6 up is 50-50. I believe it's 50-50 or a little bit under. You can do, I've seen 8 ups. 8 ups are if you plan on having a lot of dice. Something like 8 up is pretty good. Like Exalted Handle is like 8s and 6, 7, 8s. Bigger dice. If you're rolling 10d10, 8 up is a lot more reasonable because you're going to get it 30% of the time. If you're rolling 2d10, it feels a lot more painful. 6 up might be a bit better. If you want to be really funky about things, you could do like evens and odds. Ubiquity, Ubiquity system, my beloved. That's one option. Yeah, there's things you can do with that system. I think both options are pretty good for you. Like if you want to use either of them, go for it. Like, both are pretty. I've seen some cursed resolution systems before that take far longer to accomplish, but yeah, take the highest is. It's been done before, and it'll be done again, and there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with not being the original Cindy. I think a lot of people think you have to be original to be good, but that is categorically false. You do not need to be like, oh, I'm super original and I only have unique ideas. That means all my ideas are good. That's not the case. Sometimes doing something reliable isn't bad. Yes, you could be using the XV40 system. You could be using the 12v4. You could be using literally anything. But if you want some reference to the first system, the take the highest, look at 7th Sea and the other one. 7th Sea and Legend of the Five Rings. That's it. Also considering adding a D12 to the dice pool if you use Divine Intervention mechanic. Honestly, if you go with that either of those ideas, that's kind of interesting. Malleable dice. I really like malleable dice pools, so I'm a little bit there. But yeah, like, hey, you've got a D12. This is really good, especially if you pair it with something like, oh, it's an exploding die or something. If you roll a 10 or higher, your die explodes. Hey, cool. On a D12, I get to 10, 11, 12. That's a pretty good odds. But that's divine intervention. That's that's something really fortunate happening, and it's cool. I roll a D12, and wow, everyone, I rolled a 12. Let's see what my other D10 rolls. Wow, I rolled a fucking 1 and didn't get jack shit. Like, it's little things like that. But yeah, no, you're on the right track. But again, yeah, Legend of the Five Rings does that. I would consult 4th edition, personally. That's one I know. Everyone will have you fight you on that one. Look around. It's the older L5R, not the newest one. So I keep wanting to say Sword World. Sorry, it's 7th Sea. 7th Sea also does that. People will fight tooth and nail over which one's better. 7th Sea 1 or 2. 7th Sea 1 might be a little bit more on your, your wavelength, what you're trying to do. But 2 isn't. I want to go over 7th Sea 2nd edition. Fun fact, I really do, because it's an interesting game, and I love pirates. Okay, I think pirates are. I think it's neat. I like drawing my gun. I want to be Jack Sparrow. I want to be a fucking pirate when I grow up, but I can't be a pirate when I grow up now because I am not Somalian. Truly, we live in disastrous situations. No, this is no longer fun. You can no longer be a privateer and sail the sea for glory and blood. We truly live in the darkest time. I am even in a fucking Pathfinder 2e pirate game, and I feel cucked perpetually. I just want to. What's the? I can't believe mine. By the way, I just want to comment on this video. I'm surprised nobody has made a comment yet, and now no one can. That no one has made a comment on my my beautiful tramp stamp here. Imagine being a pirate that doesn't steal. Yeah, we're the fucking Peter Pan pirates. Sucks. Sorry, my bro, it was fucking looking at me. Good. Sorry, everyone. My my Leon Kennedy womb tattoo is always there. Yeah, I was originally I was going to fix the belt because the belt was a little fucked up. I was like, okay, I'm gonna fix the belt real. And then I had pink selected for some reason. I think I was doing a thumbnail, and I did it. I'm like, can I do? And then I just did that. I'm like, this is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever. LGTV. I think random variable. If we do random variable. If we do a random variable, what is fossil? What? Works your audio. I don't like that. Nothing is coming through. Yeah, nothing is coming through. Oh. Am I there? Hello. Hi, everyone. Am I coming through now? Wait, does it do what I think it does? I'm gonna try something every now. It's coming through on my end. That's the thing. Yeah, I could hear myself in the video playback, so I'm gonna hit a button right now. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Can you all hear me now? Can you hear me? Fucking wild. Bonkers. Oh, hello. No, that was me. So here's, give me 1 second. Let me hide the player real fast. So, a little bit of context of what happened there. On my headset, I have a button that cancels audio. There's 2 buttons. I can click one button and turn off all audio coming, through my headset. And I can also touch another button that turns off my microphone. Now, what happens is sometimes, because that button is somewhat sensitive, sometimes it'll hit, like, it'll just press up against something in just the wrong angle, and it'll just mute me. I sometimes do not realize it. That is what occurred. If you cannot hear me and you still see this going, still see me bobbing up and down, that means I'm still speaking, but I'm not coming through. Because I muted my microphone through my headset. Truly, we live in a cyberpunk meme future. It is what it is, and now you've got me paranoid that I'm going to check all of my audio options. Give me 1 second. All right. Hello. Yeah, it's just one of those things. I just tap it wrong and it'll be like, "No, sorry, you're now muted." Now, the worst part is my headset is not part of my microphone. That is why I keep going through. But if I hit my microphone button, nothing will appear because my microphone is muted, but I'm not muted because we live in a crazy town. It's very nice anytime it's very nice when technology is there to help us, and it's very not nice when technology decides to fuck up and ruin everyone's day. Great. Technology, the bane of our existence. Let's see. So, I think we're gonna go with a malleable value. I think we can probably just do something like a defense and attack. Because what I was thinking about doing for Apostle, like my idea for an Apostle is that each Apostle has a effectively a chart. We'll just call it a 5 chart or something. 10. I don't know how I want to do it yet. I'm working on it. And one of the ideas is that that Metatron, the GM, is going to roll on this chart to see what they are going to do, or what they are attempting to do anyway. And usually it'll be like, do this, and if you can't, just find the closest person to attack or move. Try to do this, and if you can't, just get to the closest person and try to kill them. Kind of that idea. And either A, we can have the idea that the Apostle is just, perfect like this, but what did the apostle roll? What does an apostle roll? That's a question. Does an apostle roll 2d6? See, what we could do is that could be one of the ways that we scale apostles. Like, apostle, like, let's see, let's do, So it's kind of the idea of, like, the first the first apostle that lands, they have, like, 2d6. We have to figure that out. We do not know they have 2d6. We've got to learn that they've got 2d6. Shit, we know they're rolling 2d6. Okay, we know they're going to be pretty reliable. We gotta readjust our plan. Hey, they roll 1d100. Oh, they roll 1d100? Yes. They roll 1d100. They have +4 attack and +4 defense, which means that our pilots get a huge bonus. On the other hand, the apostle rolls a d100 and we just lose. Like, okay, so I mean, or we can keep it as a straight value. See, I'm committing to the, you have to keep it in the, I'm keeping the idea that you have to have just d6s and d10. That's all I'm sticking with. 6 d10, nothing more, nothing less. Let's play a game, everyone. Let's play a game. You, me, and the end of the world, because that's what we do best, right, everyone? We've got a d6, and we've got d10s. This is all we have. I want all of you to start thinking of ways that we could use a d6 and a d10 to roll dice. First option is xd6 and xd10. Alright, easy enough to understand. 1d6, 2d6, 3, 2d10, whatever. Okay. d66. d100. D... Technically, it would be a D10 plus D60 is technically possible, because D60 would be roll the 666. What would be a D60? That would be D10. That's a fuck. I don't know how to that. I don't even know how that's gonna pan out. So D666. I guess we just do 10 plus 6. D6 is a 10 plate. 10's the. That work. All right. All right. Let's think. What do you got to work with? Whoa! We can do like E. A D100. We've got D6. Technically, we can do D1000. D1000 is rolling 3 of them and roll. Why you shouldn't be doing that? It would be funny. Get in the robot, SpongeBob. Get in the robot, SpongeBob, or Squidward will have to pilot again. Let's see, D60, D60, 666, 10 plus. We can do the D18 system. I can't even drive a car, and you wanted to drive him like, yeah. I can't believe SpongeBob caused a third impact. God damn it. D18. I mean, is there some chicanery we can do with the Let's see. Oh, no, this is when she started going into pain shock because her arm got ripped off. Uh-oh. We want to go to any dice. Technically, if we do output D10 plus D10 plus D10, that would be 0, 0, 6, 6, 12. 12. Arbitrary. I always forget the space. Every single. Any dice is really nice, except when you have to deal with some bracket autism. Because if we do it with a D6, what happens is that you create a perfect D. What if we create a D10? 0, 0, 5, 5, 10, 10, 1, 2. No. 10. Technically, we just scale out of control in the middle. Also, hello. Technically. This works. This is going to be incredible. But D6 times D6. 1 times 1, 2 times, so we would have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Fuck, man, I don't even know. It would be, the maximum we would get is 36, so technically a 36 is, like, D36 would be... Oh. Hello. We're doing good. We are trying to think of ways to do dice. Yes, Christ Almighty, still streaming. Yes, we are. Started a bit late. Technically a D36 could work, which is just D6 times D6. So let's just do a quick roll. 12, 6 and a 2. 25, 3. 1. I rolled 2 ones. That would be 30. That would be 24. 12. Okay, so it's literally they could have very explosive, awful results. I don't even know what you would call that, but technically. We could also do 10 times. Then we could also have oh, Goblin boy. So got my dice right here. I need to make a D10 times D6 roll. What do I get? 6 times 3, that's an 18. That's a 6. That's I call that a disaster. That's 12. 7. And that's perfectly fine. Because you want to know what the beautiful thing is? Yeah, pilots don't get these. Pilots don't get any of these. These are all the angels! See, that's the beautiful thing, is that only the apostles will have these. And that's one of the problems that an apostle, as a GM, you get to determine this. Oh fuck, we are fighting an apostle. What is it? D66. They rolled a 62 on their first attack. Cool. Shinji, make a defense check. Oh, cool. Wonder what's going to happen now. Oh, you scored -30. What do you mean? You know, Shinji gets his face evaporated. Owie, my bones! While having something like 2d6 is a lot more like... I hate that I like the idea of giving the apostles a multiply of the die. But mind you, that's not everyone. Because the thing is, what I want to have happen, an apostle lands. Let's just do the basic. So apostle lands. Fuck. Something's going on. We know nothing about this fucking thing. We know what it looks like. Nothing else. What do we need to find out? What is its die? What's a die? We have to consult the oracle. What are its attacks? What is its defenses? What does it do? What is it trying to do? What's the goal here? Is it trying to shoot a laser at us? Is it trying to fly into the sky and blot out the fucking sun? What's going on? What's the plan here? Where is it moving? Then it would be like, what? Then it would be core health and then like AT. I don't know what to call the AT field. Just calling it a. So those are just things that you need to know. And you don't know what it is. The pilots don't know what it is. You're going in there, you're looking at this, and you're like, oh, hey, what is this? Hey, what does this thing do? The GM takes some dice out. Oh, okay. Yeah, it could be a terraformer. You don't know. It could be literally anything. But that's why we have the oracle. That's why the scientist is saying, you don't need me anywhere else. I need to work on the oracle. I need to get notes. We need to find out what's going on. But on the other hand, hey, we've attacked it multiple times. Negative normalcy field. Like, we've attacked this thing multiple times, And we've slam dunked it multiple times. This thing's defense sucks. What is its secret, though? Field the Halo field or something. Like, exactly. I can just call it like the Halo. Oh shit, it's SpongeBob. Yeah, exactly. Like, you don't know what it is until you're like, hey, wait a second. Yeah, it's got no defenses. On the other hand, we literally have not pierced its AT shield at all. What do you mean it's got a fuck ton of AT? Oh shit, we literally don't know what its core health is. What do you mean we've done no damage to its actual health? What do you mean it has one attack and that attack is win the fight? Shit, what do we do now? How do we win this fight? And that should be what you're always considering. Like Ramiel, for example. Like Ramiel is probably one of the most famous Ava enemies of the Angels. Ramiel is all but impenetrable. We cannot shoot it, we cannot damage it, we cannot do anything with it. How do we defeat it? Well, you don't. What you do is you bait it. And that's something the GM has to, that's something the GM's kind of putting forward a little bit. Hey, it's got a good attack bonus, and that's its gimmick. It is literally unkillable. Its AT field pretty much makes it impossible to actually deal with. So what do? When it attacks, it enters a very particular form, and we have to attack it at the exact right moment. And that's something everyone has to build up for. That's something a lot of people are, saying, hey, okay, we're going to spend time doing this. We need guys on the ground. We need guys over here. We need people understanding what the fuck the plan is exactly. We need the pilot to actually shoot the thing. What do you mean we've got one shot? That's a problem. That's a situation that we've put forward now. That should work. And you could just have a completely laborious thing that's moving extremely slow. However, it's got a one-shot death attack. Yeah, it's got a one-shot kill. The problem is it's dog shit at shooting it, and we can easily dodge it, but it also causes a shit ton of collateral damage, which is a problem. And that should be something that the pilot should... You as the people in terminal dogma, you as the people at base. Angel's regenerating faster than we can damage it. Hey, it also burns really. Yeah, exactly. What this thing is regenerating is too fast. We can't kill it. What do we have to do? We need fire. We need something to stop its regeneration. How do we do it? What do we need to do it? What's the plan? That should be a very big thing. What is the plan? There is a giant death worm trying to kill us. How do we kill it? Well, it disappears under the ground every now and again and then emerges and rips on one of our Avas in half. What do? We bait it. How are we going to bait it? We're all going to do this. And that's something that we're trying to order people around. We're trying to get people need to do. And bingo, bango, bongo, everyone's happy. So, okay, we did it. This is what happens when we solve crime. So, what goes up to... let's see. And then we do range. Unless we do Mm. 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 Plus 10 favor to their block dodge action. Mm. 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 We did it. We did it, Patrick. We saved the city. Mm. 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 Oh my god, it's the Arilu. What are we gonna do? Every now and again I throw Arilu Lila. They get fucking Star Control reference. speaking about old things, I felt old. I want to tell you all. I felt old today because a deli I go to. I really like this deli, by the way. Nice people. This deli is shutting down. I'm like, damn, that sucks. I like this deli. And I was like, okay, 15 years in service. And when you think, when I say 15 years, 15 years, what are you thinking? You're probably thinking like the 90s or like the really early 2000s. It was 2000 fucking 10. 2000 fucking 10. I was like, no. That's not possible. You can't do this to me. 2010 was not 15 years ago, but it was. It's such a strange, surreal feeling. I was like, oh my god. 2010 was 15 million years ago. And I am an old boomer, man, and I feel sadness. I felt genuine sadness then. I sat stunned in the street on the sidewalk. I was sitting there, I was like, my god, it's been 15 years since 2010. It's been 50 million years since we start making bad 2010 jokes. How does it feel, everyone? What does it feel to be? I know how it feels. 15 years. Is it a massive falling eye thing impossible in your game? Like, that was quite the gimmick fight. Yeah, there are gimmick fights. That's perfectly fine. And that's one of the things, like, shut up, kid, you're younger than me. Like, that's one of the things, like, I want to have happen in, like, and that's something I have to kind of, like, put in the GM section. Is, hey, as a GM, you can throw gimmick fights at them that are not necessarily, like, oh, just beat up the monster. There are things that you can do that are a little bit weird or a little bit odd that are different, that are going to force the team to act differently. Hey, we need to get as much data on this thing as possible. Why do we need to get all this data in as possible? Because we need to give our pilot the maximum chance of success he can. Hey, this is in the water. That's a fucking nightmare because it takes forever to move anywhere. Going to do. Action. Then going to sink. I am literally going to take all of these notes. I'm going here, and I am going to paste all of these notes right here. This is where my notes are now. So, sync. We're going to do sync right now. To ability to sync with an Iscariot. Pilots were chosen for their ability to sync with an Iscariot. Sync process. Process is a mixture of and process of mixture is sync process is a mixture of neuroscience and engineering, allowing the let's see. Allowing the pilot's slightly underdeveloped brain to accept the Iscariot more readily and be able to use it more effectively in the field. Each pilot. Being desirable for maximum combat effectiveness. Sure. Pilot. Determine sync. The pilot will make. Let's see. Rolling a d10. 10 and applying any psychological modifiers that may be affecting them. As they prepare. Launch. Think check. Here we're going. Actual. Rope. You want property. So 10 or less. Negative. So, okay. So we something like this. So. Let's see. The pilot will make a sync check at the end of. We'll make a sync check at different interval at different. A different scenario. Let's see. Force make a sync check at different scenarios in different. Begins to stop having a panic attack, you little fucking lame ass dumbass. Hey, this thing heals. We should not fight inside the city. Yeah, exactly. We maybe shouldn't be doing this. We want to. This we're going here. That. Not gonna add the. Not gonna add them. Not going to tell anyone. I'm not literally going to tell them what's going on. Structure damage. So, what would be some other sync events that would Nerve white. Hello, nerve paper. Like an angel who has 4 seconds. Rise up, young boy, and make yourself a legend. I should actually, like, go into this game. Shinji. Hello, Shinji. I need to read you. Penalty due to stress. Serve HQ. Mm. Yeah, there's technically you can fight. There's some goofy shit that goes on. Let's see. Give me the fucking character cards. Where's the character cards? Mm. 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 Was it not this one? Maybe it was the month. Yes. No, that can't be. Right. Free book. Definitely not the one. Book 3. Book 2 in English. Book 3. Book. Hope you are. Maybe if I click the book that's in English, it'll be in English. Who would have fucking guessed? No, that's... No, actually it is. Yeah, okay, there we go. It's the state change. There we go. Zave receives first damage. Mm. 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 So, structure damage. Ava's taking damage. Iscariot's down. Literally, someone else has gone down. This is bad. Mm. 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 This is more confusing than anything. What would be some other sync events? What would be some other events that would define how a character acts? Actually, Mm. This Iscariot's power supplies run out. They are dead in the water, alone, in the dark, on a battlefield. Mm. 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 We do the sync events. You understand how the sync events work. You get how this works and do that. All right. It is literally 2 o'clock in the morning. I am going to leave now, but we are going to be actually working on more of this today. Why? Because I said I would, and we want to finish this by the end of the week. That's the goal anyway. So, thank you all for watching. My name is Notepad Addon. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Godspeed. I will see you all today, later, a time that's not now. Well, yeah.